Hey guys, it's Thursday, the day with the most R's in it, and that means it's time for a review. Today, we're going to be reviewing the Vaxee E1 wireless 4K mouse. Hello everybody, we're bringing some more stuff, and today we're going to be reviewing the Vaxee E1. I unboxed this forever ago. It was a very, very long time ago. I've been using this mouse now for an extremely long time, and so I feel comfortable making the full review about it. So here is my unboxing. Hey guys, here it is. Got the E1, the Vaxee E1 with the 4K dongle. How exciting. This is an expensive mouse, and here's my freaking unboxing, guys. Okay, I got it. Sorry, I have recently cut my nails. This sticker wanted to stay on there. E1! How exciting. I got off the Vaxee sticker with the Vaxee brand. Wow, how exciting. How exciting, penguins. Oh, my table. It's broken. Now, for the open. I don't know how to open this. I'm just gonna pull the box like up, maybe? Yeah. Boom! I've got the wire. I've got the mouse. I've got the dongle. That's my unboxing. You'll get to see the whole thing in the review. And the review, I'm gonna record it in like a week or so. So I will have used this mouse a lot. We'll have used it for work and for play, penguins. For work and for play. For work and for play. Thank you for coming to my unboxing. I'll also not be dressed like this. This is so formal. Get me out of it. Get me out of it. But that's my unboxing, penguins. Now it's going back in the box so that I can take it to school, because I'll be using it at school. I don't live here right now. Guys, look at Ampharos that Cammy got me. He's so cute. I love my little Ampharos. Cammy says I am like Ampharos, and it makes me smile so much. I love it so much. I'll see you later. Now I'm changing. Yes! Yeah, so that was 8 months ago, and now I've been using this mouse ever since. With one exception. The one exception is I went to an in-person gaming tournament for Marvel Rivals, okay, for like collegiate Marvel Rivals. The game had just come out, and at that tournament I used the Ponage Ultra Custom Ergo. So this is the mouse I was using before. I wanted to get an Ergo-shaped mouse. You can see it's like a hump. My hand fits onto it very nicely in a palm grip, as opposed to a claw grip where my palm is on it with only my fingers, or a fingertip grip, okay? Fingertip, claw, palm, right? That's the gist. I like palm grip, so I wanted a shape like this. The Ponage Ultra Custom Ergo at the time of my purchasing was a relatively inexpensive Ergo shape, and that's what I wanted. They're all based off of the Zowie EC2. I will show you some more things later, just like so this all makes sense. But basically, they're all based off of the same shape made by this person who worked at Zowie. This person who made the design then switched companies to Vaxee and made this mouse, which is a slightly updated version of the design made by the original designer. It is lighter than this mouse that I used before, and the clicks are nicer. This mouse eventually started having double clicking problems, so I had to replace it. And when I did replace it, I decided to do it with the E1. So the E1 is a very light mouse, and that's one of the main things that you want. I was talking with someone today, and I realized that you know people might not understand that. People might think that like a heavier mouse would help you with smaller aiming things or whatever. Because this person was like, I want to get a mouse and I want to get one that's heavy so it helps me. And I was like, I promise you're wrong. Like once I have switched to a light mouse, I literally can't go back. I'll just feel so unhappy playing on a heavier mouse. So the E1 is really nice because, it's just very high quality. The build quality is very good. The connection is very good. Everything is just very consistent about it. It has a nice scroll wheel. It has nice clicks. It has these two nice side buttons in a good spot, and the shape is very comfortable. There's really nothing to complain about for this mouse other than the price point. So a lot of other reviews will go more in depth about the different wireless capabilities of the mouse, the sensor, the specifics. What I'm here to tell you is this is a very, very well-built mouse. You absolutely should not buy it. If I were buying a mouse today, I would say that it's completely irresponsible to buy this mouse. And I love this mouse. That's because the budget offerings are insane right now. If you buy a Chinese clone of this mouse or the mouse that it was based off of, you can save exorbitant amounts of money and take a very, very small cut in quality. So I'm going to show you some of the other options that there are and just kind of, talk about that. I'm going to switch you over right now.
Hey guys, here's my second take recording this because the first time my microphone decided to select default and default was nothing instead of the only microphone plugged into my computer. This is the Vaxee E1 4K page. You can see that this mouse is $140. The gist is with this mouse that it was made based off of Zanver's mouse, which was the EC2 made by Zowie. You can see it right here. This is the original EC2. This is the shape of it. You can see that it's exactly the freaking same as the E1. The only difference is the E1 has changed this little back bit, and it's just got some rounded edges. So you have a little more comfort. People said that they got their hand caught on this little white edge here. So in the E1, they rounded it off. That's basically the only difference. So you might think, well, why is it $139.99? The answer is it has the best freaking technology in there. It's got the best sensor. It has 4K hertz polling. It's very good build quality, and you're getting Vaxee mouse, and you know that you can trust Vaxee because they are very good. It's a light mouse. It charges really fast. It's got good settings. And you know you can trust this brand because they've been very good in the past, and they have very good responsiveness, very fast transmission of signals from the mouse to your computer. Here's what 4K hertz means. Basically, hertz is how many times your mouse is sending a signal to the computer, right? So if you're at 1 hertz, right, you aren't, but that would never happen. But at 1 hertz, that means your mouse is sending the signal once per second. So every time a second passes, it checks where is the mouse. So let's say I have my mouse on the far left side of the screen, and then I move it all the way to the right. It wouldn't update smoothly throughout the thing. It would just go like, oh, I have to jolt to the right now. And it go chook. The idea is that the higher polling rate you have, the more accurate your movements are transmitted by the mouse. So at 50 hertz, it'll be pretty choppy, but it'll be 50 times a second your mouse is relaying information, right? So that's a lot better. 1,000 hertz was standard for a long time, and this is up to 4,000 hertz. So you might think, oh, 4,000, that sounds super high. That's probably really good. Here's the deal. Humans can't tell the difference between 4,000 and 1,000. 4,000 hertz is like buzzwords, right? People are like, oh my God, I want 4,000 hertz. I want 4,000 hertz. You can't tell the difference, I promise. I can tell you this because on my mouse, I have it at 1,000 hertz on most of the time. sorry, for most of the time, I have my mouse at 1000 hertz polling. The reason I do this is to stop it from using up the battery too much. Okay, so when I play a game, I switch it to 4000 hertz, except that most of the time I forget. Most of the time I don't switch it to 4000 hertz. I leave it at 1000. And I can never tell the difference. I don't play better with one or the other. I play exactly the same. You can't tell the difference. So 4000 hertz, not necessary. That's what I'm here to say. A good alternative to this mouse is the Razer Death Adder V3. This is a wired mouse. Okay, so if you don't want a wired mouse, then that's unfortunate. But this has the best technology in it. It just is wired, and you can get it for $49.99. Right? That's pretty good. At $70, you should absolutely never buy this mouse. But at 50, you could maybe stomach that cost because this is basically the best technology that's out there in the same EC2 based form factor. The EC2 being, again, the best shape for palm grip like this, where your whole hand is on the mouse, as opposed to a claw grip where only the back of your hand is making contact and the fingers. Okay? So if you want palm grip, you're going to look at an EC2 type shape. This is probably the best one. That being said, well, it's either this or the Razer version of it, but they're both super, super expensive. And then this wired version of the Razer one is acceptable, right? Because it's $50, and if you're willing to spend $50, then sure. Here's where this all kind of falls apart. This is the Kaisona. This is the Kaisona. Oh my God, what's it called? What's it called? The Kaisona Mars SE. This is the Kaisona Mars SE. Okay. I don't know why they don't just say that here, but they put in a bunch of buzzwords so that you look it up. This is the Kaisona Mars SE. It's the exact same shape. It has 1000 hertz polling, which is high enough. It's 59 grams, which is essentially the same weight as the Vaxee E1. It has all the DPI settings you would want. It has a decent battery, and it works with 2.4 gigahertz wireless, which is the fast wireless. You're essentially just getting the same mouse that I have, but at $15. It's at $15. Do you understand how crazy that is? $15. I know normally it's 6% off. I understand. Normally it's $16, and that could be a real bank breaker. But this is insane. This is a crazy deal, truly. Like to look at the shape comparison, it's literally the same. This is the Kaisona Mars SE. This is the Zowie EC2, and this is the Vaxee. This is the one that I have. But it's all based on the Zowie EC2. And if you get rid of the Vaxee, you can see this is the same freaking mouse. Like it's almost exactly the same. Right? Like it's insane. It's basically the same mouse. And so when this one is $15, you might think, "Oh, that probably means that it's way worse." It does have a worse sensor. That being said, this sensor also used to be state of the art, and you can't tell the difference as a normal human player. You can't tell the difference. They also literally say, "Look, it's the same as the EC2," which is insane. I can't believe that they would do this on their website. But you're basically getting like a just the same quality of mouse. The clicks will probably be less good. The scroll wheel will probably be marginally less good. The lifetime and the build quality of the mouse will not be as good as Vaxee's, right? Vaxee makes extremely well built mice. But the part that is most prone to failing in this mouse is the switch, which is gonna be essentially the same thing in this. It's gonna be essentially the same thing. And at the same weight, with 1000 hertz and a good battery life and all the DPI settings you would want, I use 1600. Most people use 800, right? They're right here. You can go higher than that, but there's no reason to. Up to 24,000 DPI is ridiculous. Like that's just bigger number equals better for people that don't know what they're looking at. 800 and 1600 are basically the only two you would ever want, right? I mean, maybe you go 3200, but almost no one does. Like That's really it. And you might think, oh, well, what does the SE mean? SE refers to the specific wireless technology they use, which is the same as in the ATK VXC R1 SE, right? It's also called the SE. I have this mouse. I just got it for Cami. And like I just used this mouse right now in a game. And I cannot tell the difference in game from this mouse and this mouse. Like sometimes I'm not used to this mouse, so like sometimes I don't lift it off high enough, or like when I'm putting it back down, it like moves. There are settings to fiddle with. Like I haven't perfected it, but you can get this mouse for $25. It uses the same tech. You can get this mouse for $15. It's the same freaking shape. This is an unfathomable deal. This is a crazy, crazy, crazy deal. Truly. Like, when I got the Ponage Ultra Custom Ergo, like, if this existed, the Ponage Ultra Custom would have been the dumbest idea of all time. Because the Ponage Ultra Custom Ergo was like $70 when I bought it. This is crazy. This is an insane deal. So, here's what I suggest if you are looking to buy a gaming mouse. If you want a palm grip mouse, remember this is what palm grip is, where your whole hand is laying on top of it like this, then I think you should get the Kaisona Mars SE. I think this is the best bang for your buck by far. If you are more interested in claw grip, like if you hold your mouse like this, you might want to hold it like this if you want to use your thumb and your fingers to move the mouse back, right? So if you imagine moving the mouse down with only your fingers and not your palm, you can kind of do that a little more if you use your fingers here like this. Like you can move it with your fingers on micro adjustments and then move your whole arm for bigger ones. If you like this kind of grip, then I suggest you get this mouse. This mouse is fantastic. It's super cheap. The only thing that you have to do is make sure that the sensor is near the mouse. So you'll have a cable that runs the little USB plug closer to the mouse. I don't see anything that shows the USB plug, but oh, here, this USB plug right here. So this USB plug in the corner, you will have to have that close to your mouse. So you'll have to have like a wire with an adapter, but that's super fine. Like that's not a problem, you know? This is just an insane bang for your buck. These are the two mice you should get. There is a third edge case, and this is just my opinion, obviously, but there is a third edge case where it makes sense to get a different mouse. If money is no object, this mouse fills a niche and has no cheaper Chinese clone. It is $140, I understand. It comes in cute colors, though. This mouse is the NP01S Ergo. This is like a mix of the two shapes. So you can see it kind of tapers off in the front, just like the VXC R1 does. So it like tapers off in the front here, you can see, as like it has a hump in the back and it tapers. This mouse does the same, but it also is slightly angled, right? So it's like slightly better for your hand and gives you like more firm palm contact, but it's still a claw grip focused mouse, right? So like if you want to claw the mouse like this, you still get this firm palm pressure because it like the hump is more in where your palm is, but it's for claw. This is a very interesting mouse. There is no replica as far as I have been able to see. So in this case, I do understand it makes sense if money is no object to get this mouse, but otherwise, really, I mean, I'm not sponsored. This is an insane deal. Anyways, guys, comment down below, are you team hashtag claw grip or are you team hashtag palm grip? Do you like to have your whole hand on the comfy mouse or do you like to have just your palm and your fingertips on the mouse? Comment down below. Anyways, guys, that's going to be the end of this episode, so make sure to like, subscribe, do all the great stuff, and it's good. Bye.